So it's somehow related, actually taking away the stigma in both cases and just talking about it. A real matter of being open with our parents. Do you see hope in sight for?
I do see hope in sight. Now a lot of things are changing. People actually are not afraid to get tested. A lot of people want to know their status, and there's always a lot of support around in the community now. They're always willing to help out family and friends who are HIV positive. And so a lot of things are improving. There's better access to medication and facilities around the country. So
and is that in Zambia where
in Zambia, yes.
Your work is based? Do you have much experience about the research scene in the UK?
I don't, to be honest.
No.
I know that obviously HIV is not as prevalent in the UK. However, people in that case associate HIV to be more of an African disease as opposed to, finding it a lot in the UK, which is a problem because I know there, through my studies, about 6,000 to 7,000 people in the UK are diagnosed with HIV, and so
is that per year?
Per year, yes. Wow. And so a lot of people do need to understand that, it does exist in other countries, not just in countries in Africa.
And the idea that it is a sort of gay disease is also something that needs to be surpassed, in my opinion.
Yes, that's also a myth, but a lot of people need to understand it's not just from, gay sex.
Gemma, the next question is for you. In your experience, are people comfortable with talking about sex and sexuality?
When I was growing up, not really. I went to a very reclusive school. It was a convent and it was all girls, so it was very no talking about it. As the years have gone on and I've joined a youth theatre while I was still at school and then went to university, it became a lot easier to talk about it, and nowadays people don't really bat an eyelid when I tell them I am gay, so that's quite nice, but about 7 years ago or so, then it wasn't as good.
So tell us a bit, if you don't mind, about when you came out. Were there any difficulties? And
it took me a long time to come out. I think my parents knew for a long time, but didn't quite know how to ask me. And eventually it ended up after a massive breakup with a girlfriend. My mum just came up to me and said, so what are you? Do you sleep with men?
Right.
Do you sleep with women, cats, dogs, pigs? And I was like, both. And she was just like, oh, okay. So, and it's been fine ever since then.
So they were quite, they were accepting of the...
Yeah, a lot more accepting than I thought they would be.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was a very nice surprise, really.
What were the benefits of coming out?
You don't feel like you're living a lie anymore. Often, when I first go to new places and I'm meeting new people, normally, if I'm talking about a person that I'm dating, it's normally there. I never say he or she, so you can finally be truthful. You can just say, I have a girlfriend.
Of course. And that must have influenced your psychology greatly, to be able to just...
Definitely. It's very strange, but it is very empowering, just being able to go, I'm actually very happy with who I am.
Of course.
And if you're not happy about it, that doesn't reflect on me. That just reflects on your own insecurities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you find it weird that when buying vibrators or sex toys, people try to sell you rampant rabbits or happy dolphins or pretty butterflies?
Yeah, the animalistic thing is
yeah.
a bit weird. But on the side of also being gay, it's also very weird that I have to go out and kind of buy penis-shaped things. So kind of animals and penises, it's all a bit weird. But yeah, it's strange.
Well, thank you. On a slightly more serious point, have you faced any sort of abuse because of your sexuality? Have you?
Yeah, when you walk down the street holding hands with a girl, you do get a lot of the pathetic teenage boys throwing insults at you, asking you to make out. You get at nights out a lot of abuse from people, but you kind of just ignore it really because they're just drunk people. I once had my car smashed up by someone who was just hurling homophobic abuse at me.
So, wow.
And yeah, that was probably one of the worst things, and then I was beat up at school for it as well and punched in the face. So, by a gay girl, weirdly enough, but she was in the closet, so she was kind of protecting herself.
Somehow lashing out.
By attacking me, exactly, so.
Extraordinary. Yeah. But smashing up your car, that's a very...
It's a bit extreme, to be
extreme reaction. Wow. I know you're studying to be a filmmaker. Mm-hmm. Do you think your sexuality will stereotype you at all? Do you think it'll put you in a box?
This is why I haven't ever made a gay film as of yet, because I don't really want to be labelled as a gay filmmaker. I'm a filmmaker, and I'm very much that. I don't like to label myself as, although I am gay, I don't like to label myself as gay. Like, I don't see the need to put myself in that box. So I won't necessarily just write films about gay ideas and stuff like that. I am attempting to write one at the moment, but it's going to take quite a few years because I need to be very comfortable with it and not think people are going to label me for it. So.
And also somehow writing about that experience, with the experiences that you've had, maybe that would be a bit. Do you find that tricky writing about that?
Yeah, I don't really go back to those days. They were very early days of coming out, and because of the school that I went to, it was very Catholic and very anti-gays. So yeah, it's quite hard now to be used to it. Mm-hmm. I'm just kind of leave it, put it in a box, and just yeah.
So anybody really, do you think that women are becoming more sexually liberated? We've seen a big change in the past 30 years. What do you think?
I think that women have always enjoyed sex. They might just be talking about it more, maybe owning their sex life a bit more, and we're hearing more about it. So, yes.
Do you feel more able to talk about it than maybe our parents did, or?
Yeah.
Older generation did.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, and 3 very, very interesting little interviews there, I think. Yeah, Sarah and Tanika and Gemma, thank you very much for joining us. And now let's take a look at what our friends the Mints have to say about sex.
The Mints, 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 the Mints.
Now, Billy, over the next few years, you'll start to notice some changes.
Die, zombie!
What sort of changes, Mum? Oh, nothing major. You'll develop breasts, and your hips will get wider.
Die, you blow up, motherfucker!
Oh, just a sec. Hello? Oh, Brian. Okay, I'll be right over. Grandson.
Taking her to hospital?
No, to bingo.
Oh.
See you guys later.
Okay, have fun. Oh, hello, Billy. Yes. What's happened now? Why are you upset, my love?
Dad,
Yes, Billy.
do you find me attractive?
But of course, Billy. You're my beautiful little girl. And my DNA is inside of you, so how can you not be attractive?
But then why does nobody want to be with me?
Oh, Billy, that's not true at all. You've got me, your mom, your brother Bob, yes, and me.
I'm gonna beat you down, you hoe!
Not my family, Dad. You guys will always, unfortunately, be around me, but no, I'm talking about sex, Dad! Sex! Why does no one want to have sex with me?
Billy, how do you... What do you know about sex?
Shoot! Shoot! Shoot!
Oh, Dad, Debbie was talking about it yesterday. Apparently, she has it every day with some guy or something, and she's always talking about this guy. It's he likes Debbie and Debbie likes him, and they have sex, and apparently it's the best thing ever. And then she asked me, have you ever done it with a guy? And I always say, oh, I don't know any guys. And then she laughs and calls me a curtain.
You mean virgin, Billy?
No, Dad, I know what a virgin is. A curtain is someone who closes their legs as soon as a guy hits on them.
Are you a curtain, Billy?
I don't know.
Burn in hell, you nutty whore!
Dad,
Yes, Billy.
Dad, if I wasn't your daughter,
No,
and I know that I am your daughter,
no,
but
Billy, listen.
if I wasn't your daughter, would you have sex with me? I understand. Nobody wants me.
No, Billy. I mean, I wouldn't. Yes, I want to be with you. No, but I don't want to sleep with you. God, why did your mother have to go to bingo? Billy, I don't think you understand sex completely. It's not that you won't understand, but there will be a time, very soon, I believe, that you will discover new things about yourself and your surroundings, yes?
Smack my bitch!
Like, sex will eventually become part of your life, and that will be the time to deal with it. But at this stage in your life, Billy, a young girl like you shouldn't be bothered about sex. There's far more to life, you know. Yes.
Oh, Dad. Yeah! God, you really don't like talking about sex, do you? Oh, God, you sound like a virgin yourself. Can't you just admit that having sex is amazing?
Die, you filthy bastard!
Ivy! Well, you should be out there right now, then. Oh, Billy, you should get yourself a guy now. That's my girl.
Dad,
Yes, Bob.
one of my hoes is pregnant. I'm gonna become a father.
Bingo!
Game over, man. Game over.
Well, at least they practice safe sex. A very warm welcome to our guests, and thank you for joining us tonight. And join us next time for some more fun. And remember, virginity is curable, herpes is not. Bye.